T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now you're watching a chill review, but not just a regular review, it's a chill comparison review between Transformers Generations Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Walgreens exclusive Wreck-Gar and Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Protectobot Groove, who is an online exclusive. You can't find him in many stores, like physically. And that guy, that's Michelangelo from The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles basic line. If you're wondering why he's there, I did a review on him. If you're watching this on Facebook, there should be a link in my like page. Okay, the history of this mold right here. Groove came first, and now here we get Wreck-Gar a few years later, a couple years later, as a repaint of this guy. There's nothing different between these two guys except the head and the paint job and the weapons that they come with. Other than that, they're the exact same figure. Now, this Groove existing is kind of crazy and weird. Hasbro, during Combiner Wars, decided that they wanted to maximize on all their money. They saw that people were buying Marvel Legends to build a figure, so they decided to make a whole line of build-a-figures. In some cases, you didn't have to buy a whole specific team like the Protectobots. You could buy whatever figures you want, and you could still make a big giant if you're on a budget. But if you're a fan, you want every character. So what they decided to start doing was taking major characters like Groove and replacing them with other brand new characters. Now in this guy's case, he has a whole new mold. So it felt like you were winning. You're getting a whole new character with a new design that was never seen before. But in other cases, you're getting figures that were obvious repaints, like Alpha Bravo was obviously going to be Vortex in the future when they decided to make the Combaticons, which they didn't let us know. And then the reasoning they gave behind that was Groove couldn't be a full-size deluxe because he's supposed to be a little motorcycle. And a motorcycle shouldn't be the same size as a giant truck or a helicopter. So they wanted to give you reasons to buy every single toy, and they made this figure integrate with Defensor. But in Japan, they were like, nah, we don't want to do any of that. Let's just give them Groove like they want, so we can have a full, complete Defensor like he's supposed to be. And they went the extra mile because it was just the Japanese exclusive, and they gave him things like transparent parts and whatnot, and a whole bunch of paint and extra weapons. None of them came. They used to come with one weapon and their hand-foot weapon, but they never had like two weapons to themselves. Not the deluxe class figure. So compared to all the other figures in the line, this is crazy, and he's way more premium. And look at him. He has paint like all over. I don't know how well you can see the silver because of the lights, but he's covered in paint in various spots. Like they even painted silver back here, and you will basically never even see that. The rims are painted right here. This is a transparent part on top of a silver painted piece to make that pop and look good. So yeah, they definitely went all out. Whereas the other basic Hasbro released Combiner Wars figures had no transparent parts. Not until they decided to release this guy as an exclusive online. And the only saving grace, or the only good thing, is he was the same price, unless depending on the store you went to, he was the same price as a regular deluxe class figure. Even though he was more premium, they didn't up the charges on him. Now this guy doesn't have as much paint, but he still has a significant amount of paint. It still looks good to me. The rims are still painted right there. You'll see more of that in vehicle mode. The back of him is not painted like the back of this guy. And all of his weapons are basic. He doesn't have any new weapons. This, which you see stored right here, this came from the Reveal the Shield Wreck-Gar. Reveal the Shield Wreck-Gar is arguably better because he was an all-new mold at the time. And I think his Poseability, no, this guy might have the same amount of Poseability, to be honest. Now for some close-ups on their face, he still has the fake handlebars on his head. And they actually painted his light piping, so he doesn't have any light piping. Groove. He has a square head like most of the G1 combiners did, because their heads were their combiner joints. But he has that clear right there. I wish they would have painted part of it at least, but they didn't. Because so that does look a little bit weird. I don't like seeing his neck joint through the back of his head. But there you go with that. Besides his clubbing weapon right here, he has this gun, 3-barrel little blaster right there, which is really just a cover port for this weapon right here, which is the Prime Master weapon. You can put a Prime Master in there or a Titan Master if you have one. Groove's guns appear to be transparent clear plastic that's painted right there, but then this is a transparent red plastic, so somehow this is fused together and it's so seamless, so that's great. So I'm guessing they didn't change anything from the Japanese Deluxe. But it has these ports right here that fits 5mm pegs. So if you want, you can combine the weapons together in all types of weird ways that you see fit. And he comes with one of the traditional Combiner Wars hand-foot guns, as they're called, because they can be a hand or a foot. So overall, before articulation, if I have any complaints with these figures, I just don't like the way that clear plastic looks on the back of Groove's head, and pretty much that's it. I do wish this looked a little bit more interesting right here on the inside of the wheel. And the backpack is a backpack, but it doesn't bother me that much. I don't know why, it's humongous, but I don't care. But articulation, oh yeah, and on this guy, his head just appears to be way too small, especially by comparison. So maybe they had to compensate for these little horns, which you don't even need to even do this for transformation, but yeah, to fit that in there, his head had to be that size, I guess. But their heads on ball joints, they have limited range with this. Of course, they can swivel and roll around. They can do that. They can go all the way up. Bicep rotation, 90-degree bend on the elbow. No wrist rotation or anything. Waist rotation, legs can kick out all the way and can kick, so they can do both type of splits. They have the swivel, and this joint is really tight, so if you swivel it too far, which you don't even really need to swivel it more than that, you could risk popping it off like I just did. Knee bends 90 degrees, and that's it. Same thing over here. If he had more flair, and I would have loved, instead of this weapon, but I guess it had to have this weapon for him to be a combiner, I would have liked some ports in the side of his arm, and if they would have gave us a spiked wheel, that would have been awesome. I don't know where you would have stored it in vehicle mode, but an extra port would have been awesome, especially since they already gave us a pre-used weapon. And these things, I'm pretty sure this didn't cost that much to make. So yeah, as far as exclusives, Groove is better than Wreck-Gar to me, because he came with more new stuff, and he was a new mold at the time. So yeah, I like him more. Okay, transformation. They both transform the same way, so I'm not going to drive myself crazy showing both of that, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to even see that. But basically, we can move this out, rotate this around, and on this figure, this plastic seems a little bit scary tight on that mushroom bag right there. Like it bends while you're rotating, so I try to grab at the base. But now we can decide to rotate this in. And if we do not turn the head around, or his face will be visible. And we can bring this down, and let's wait till you do anything with that. Rotate the waist around, grab these wheels, and this is kind of difficult. There are two annoying parts of this transformation for me. These things right here, they're on both sets of the wheel. You need to have it lined up like this on one wheel, and have it lined up the reverse on the other. Then you gotta rotate them into each other and try to keep that like overlapping so that they'll stay tight like that. But now, while you're still messing with that, we need to squeeze these legs together, which is harder to do than it should normally have to be, especially the first time I did it. The first time I did it, I could not squeeze that together. I could overlap them and funnel the teeth into each other, but now it works, so I'm gonna shut up. Keep the legs straight. Open this up right here. Accordion this down like that. Wrapping everything like that. Those knees have to be straight or you won't be able to do that. Now up here, we bring the arms up like this. Bring the shoulders up like that. Reverse these arms, or the forearms, and put this peg into the chest. Now we can go ahead and bring these two pegs into the holes right there. And boom. He is a motorcycle. But problem is, it looks like an old school cop motorcycle. And this was something more akin to Mad Max or something with the original Wreck-Gar. But the reveal of the shell one is a plain old dirt bike. So yeah, that didn't look like an alien motorcycle either. He has this kickstand, and it can stand up like that. You see, he's mostly this bronze and brown and black. Gray, he actually has a lot of colors, to be honest. So he is a mix and match of different random color parts, like he should be. So that's cool. Nothing's painted back here. They should have painted the back lights, but he is an alien, so whatever. Now, as far as this, they tell you to put this like this, and they tell you to, well, we can shut this, bend that up, and we can store that on the handlebar. That's what they show you. But on the back of the package, I believe it's like this, and they have this stored up in here. Getting this hook onto the handlebar is difficult. That's why I didn't do it. So you can have it like that, and since this articulates, you can give him like a little weapon arm if you want in his vehicle mode, which is cool. So he can ride by and attack people without even having a passenger. Since I have her on hand, here is a 6-inch action figure riding this. I believe that will be too big, so maybe 3 3/4 inch, but that might be too small. Here's what you'd be working with if you had to Wreck-Gar, or a Wreck-Gar you wanted to custom, but this is what it would look like. You can't hold it because the wrist doesn't rotate. Thanks to Matt, the bot supplier. Normally the bot supplier, I have this guy on hand, and this is just a weird oversized, it's just a weird scale bike, so I don't think this looks right, and this is a 3 3/4 inch figure. And by the way, thank you Nate Simmons, he pointed me to the store that actually had this, and thank you to Matt Parts Former for helping me get this guy at a really good price. Here we are with Groove in his vehicle mode. And one thing, if you're really paying attention, that's disappointing, is you can still see the hands right there. But as you can see, like I said, they painted this silver. These don't really spin that freely. They do roll when you roll it. But here you are, you can see that he is a police cycle. Sort of like the police choppers that they had on like something like Chips. Oh yeah, and they even painted their silver. So this thing is covered in paint. But there was one more step in the transformation I didn't show. Let's see if I can do that over here. There are pegs on his back right there that you shove these into. They don't seem to want to stay that well on this figure, but now this doesn't swivel around after you do that. To get this guy fully transformed, you can take these and they peg into the wheels back here. And what this can do, I don't know if he'd want to shoot because he might shoot himself, but that gives him police lights back there. And as you can see, they did paint this, so all of this is painted, and they painted the lights back there. So yeah, this guy got the better bargain. And you can take his hand foot gun thing and put it up here, so he can still shoot up here even though he can't shoot down here. And for some meta, here he is riding himself, so to speak. But there you are. He has these weird long legs. Vehicle mode comparison for both guys. This is a longer, more, I don't know, more futuristic type vehicle. I don't know if I've seen anything that really looks like this in real life. He has this peg right there, so if you wanted to, you could make him like a little sidecar. Combined mode transformation for these guys is simple. All you have to do is lift this up, rotate this around, and put that back into place like that. Now we can take this arm, push this up, and bring the arms out like this and shove them into that cavity right there. But the arm has to be turned this way, maybe get the guns out the way. And there's a peg that goes into the side of the arm. Do that on both sides. And if you transform the head in such a way where it's hidden away right here, this is already sticking up, and all you need is the hand foot gun. Plug that into place, and boom, he is a lower leg and foot. Now the instructions want you to make him a arm, but I'm gonna make him a leg. But basically the same thing. Bring this out, rotate that around, bring this down or out. Just get him out of the way. Unpeg this situation, stretch this out, make sure that these are straight so the peg holes are there, so that this can go into the back of them. Well, make them straight. And now that can be in the back of it. Bring this down like this, but rotate the arms that way. Getting this to groove into that spot is sometimes difficult. It might be because of the paint, but since he's an arm, let's go ahead and rotate this head around and then put it like that. Now you take his little hand, it's not a hand foot. What I like to do is put that there, make this the thumb, make this like the inside of the palm, and now plug that in. And boom. Let's see. He is an arm with some wheels right there. You could rotate the wheels to the side, but whatever. Let's make him look weird. But he's not going to be an arm anyway. I just wanted to show that off, to show off both transformations. And now here they both are, serving their purpose as limbs for these Combiner Wars types people. Next to Jazz, he looks a little bit skinny and kind of out of place, but if I would have put one of those down here, they would still look weird. So yeah, you decide on what you want to do, whether you want those to be legs or arms. I'd rather they be arms so that these can match right there, but then again she would have had two black fists. I don't know. And now Defensor. I kinda like him with the groove chest piece on there. And if you want to see all that, I don't feel like killing myself any more than I already did. I have a playlist for Combiner Wars as well. Like I said, these do not have ankle pivots, so it is difficult getting them to stand up in any good position. I mean, he is more straightforward than her, so that's good. But here is groove. Has a leg, fully attached. Hope that makes you feel good about them. But anywho, I like both of those figures, and I like that I have a full team of Autobots for Power to Primes. We didn't have that since Punch Counterpunch didn't have the ability to combine, since he's really secretly a Siege preview. But yeah, and it's fun to have this option right here, even though I didn't have a problem with Rook. In fact, I don't even like these guys as arms. I had them, both of them, as the legs, because them as arms is horrible. Anyway, folks, thank y'all for watching. You see what I did with the weapons right here. This is that combined female weapon right there, which still looks kind of too short and weird. But anywho, if you like this video, let me know in the comments, or whatever you want to say in the comments. I'm glad to hear that type of stuff. Anyway, Thank y'all for watching. T-Man978 out of here.
Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.